24 years ago, I was viciously attacked, raped, and left for dead. At the time, I did not fully comprehend the severity of the crime. Yes, I was attacked and landed up in hospital. But those first few days, I never acknowledged that I'd actually been raped. I refused to accept that this had happened to me. I did not want to confront that I had gone through this most hideous of all crimes. You cannot run away from what happened. But if you stay in this place for too long, it becomes unhealthy. In this phase, you may not face reality. If you're working, your productivity stops. If you're not working, or if you are working, your relationships start becoming damaged. You don't relate too well to those around me. Your communication becomes disjointed and difficult. There's a fear that you just cannot carry on. You don't know what to do or where to go. You may even carry on as if nothing had happened without dealing with the situation. It's a very difficult time, this. But it helps you survive the event. It helps you from getting the full impact at the time, when the pain is really at its harshest. What you need to do at this point is start expressing your emotions. Write a journal, express what you're feeling. Just express. Share with somebody if you have somebody close to share with. Talk to people. Tell them about your fears and concerns. Ask their opinion. You don't have to take their opinion. In fact, at this stage, it's probably a good idea not to take anybody's opinion. There's a possibility now of guilt. Guilt may emerge. You start having regret about things said or things left unsaid. Something you did or something you wish you had done. You wish for a makeover or a redo. Anybody been through that stage? Comment below. Let me know how you feel. The next major phase is the one of anger. Realization hits you and you may become frustrated and anxious. You get irritated. You may even be embarrassed or shamed. You get angry with other people. You get angry with yourself. You get angry with your God. You may start questioning your faith and your love for your Creator. There's a benefit to anger. It slowly starts bringing you back to reality, back from that initial shock and that initial denial. When I found out that my work visa would not be renewed, I demonstrated a number of angry and bitter outbursts. I became short-tempered. Why me? Why not other people? How did other people manage to get renewed? Why didn't you try hard enough? I resented those who had the opportunity to stay. It wasn't fair. Whose fault is this? Who can I blame? After I was raped, I got so angry that I wanted to change the world. I led marches through the streets of Cape Town. I got petitions signing, wanting to change the Constitution. I lobbied at judges' offices, at police commissioners' offices. I wanted everything to change. I was so angry with what had happened. And I was angry at myself. Why didn't I take greater precautions? Why didn't I know how to fight this evil person off me? This phase is the danger zone. You may cause harm to yourself or to others at this phase, so you've got to be very careful. But it is a phase that it's necessary to work through this phase. You need to get rid of your frustrations in a safe manner to truly feel the anger. I suggest beating a cushion. I have a dummy. You may have seen the picture of my dummy. I'm going to call him Zap or Zappy. You may focus your attention on him or something similar and rent your frustration out on something inanimate that cannot be harmed. And it's also no good to go out and seek revenge. That will only make the situation work. The anger will dissipate and you will continue on the healing cycle. Guys, how do you feel? Anybody gone through that anger phase? Let me know what you're thinking. Fear. There may or may not be a brief time of fear. Fear that things will never be the same, that you'll never get back on track. Fear that you will lose your faith. With me, will I ever get a job again? I was really afraid. As far as the rape is concerned, will I ever trust a man again? Will I ever want to be with a man again? Those are real fears, and they are acceptable. The next two phases, as I said, all phases are interchangeable and they can come in any order. But the next two phases, in my case, I think depression came first. Depression. This is a huge topic and not something I want to go into any depth here. You may just suffer low moods or lack of energy, but you may also decline into deep clinical depression. You realize that there's no way out of the situation. It's not going to change. You feel overwhelmed, you feel helpless, you feel lost and lonely. You may give up on others and push them away from you. You may lack motivation. You may wonder, what is the point of continuing? You may even consider suicide. Very important, depending on the severity of your depression, that you seek the right form of support and help. It is natural to feel sadness, regret, fear, uncertainty. There is a benefit, however, to depression, and that shows that you have finally accepted the reality of the situation that you are in. It represents the emptiness that you feel when you realize that this thing that has happened is now something that is in your past. After I was without a job, I would spend days in bed. Sometimes I'd get up, I wouldn't shower or get dressed, I'd wander around the apartment, I'd order junk food to be delivered, I drank too much. There were days I actually never left this apartment. All those years of hard work, loyalty, commitment. Oh, woe is me. After I was raped, it was actually, this phase came 2 years after, I think it was about 2 years after I was raped. I got a psychosomatic back problem that resulted in me having 2 back operations. Neither of them worked, and I landed up bedridden for 6 months. It was my way of dealing with the depression. So even though I thought I had dealt with all the emotions and everything, I hadn't. And so I was forced to deal with it. The situation forced me to go through that phase. Journaling is a great help as you move through this phase, but please, if it's serious, do consider seeking psychiatric support or psychological support. You may feel very alone, and you may even want to just be alone. It's okay. Just don't spend too long in this phase.